Hi everyone, I'm Jackie. Welcome to Spirit World Insights. We are into April and I am at a botanical garden here in, Alaska. Habit, Texas. I'm still in Texas. As you can see, it's not snowing behind me. No, it's green. Beautiful trees here, beautiful sounds. They've got some koi ponds out here, some flowers coming up as spring is sprunging. It's not a word, but whatever. Anyway, so I'm here today with my spirit guides because we're bringing through some messages that are relevant to some of the friends that I've got in this area that they've experiencing recently as the loss of people that are close to them. And so my guides wanted to bring in some information that might be helpful for those of you that are dealing with the loss of whether it be people or animals that were close to you. Because that's definitely a adjustment that we make. It's not, we are brought into this incarnation in order to have a desire and drive to survive, right? So when someone passes away, it creates a resistance with that desire that is pretty much inbred within our cells and DNA. So everyone is going to experience the shift and the transition of loss in a different way. So be sensitive to that as well, that everyone's going to handle it depending on where they are mentally, physically, and emotionally at the time. The other thing that Spirit wants to bring up in regards to understanding the feelings that go around it is to keep in mind that when you chose to incarnate in this lifetime with the desire to live, you also knew you were signing up to die. It's a part of the process. Everything has a season. And when we choose to move on and go back home, back into the spirit world, please know that when your loved ones are leaving, they're not going into a place of disturbance or resistance. When they choose to cross back into the light, they're leaving behind everything 3D that was holding them back. And they move into their higher states of consciousness, wherever that might have been before they even incarnated. And they go back into that and they're able to carry on and decide, well, am I going to incarnate again? Maybe I'm going to stay in spirit form for a while. Maybe I need to go to a place of healing for a while, especially if they had a really rough and traumatic life. Or are they going to maybe become a spirit guide for someone else that they love that's still here? There are lots of options. We see things so separated and so limited on this planet from a 3D perspective, but trust me, when we get outside that 3D perspective, there is so much opportunity that's available to us. So I hope that in comfort, I'm able to bring to you some new perceptions that say it's not unnormal, right? We chose this. And on another level, it was something that was decided before we even incarnated. We incarnate with a desire and an agenda for a purpose, a value, a mission on this planet. And we know how we're going to leave. Now, the timeline can be changed because we have free will. You cannot predict the future, so to say, because with free will you can always make a different choice. But what happens is because of the original contracts that we sign and that we we do with other people in order to help our mission, our purpose actually manifest, we make these agreements. And in that agreement, you know how you're going to die. Now, you can make a different choice, but it will always end up shifting and transitioning back into ultimately creating what it was that you wanted to come here for. So if you get off your path, people say you got off your path, right? We get shifted back onto it. But there are no surprises. When we lose loved ones to something tragic, they were well aware, their spirit was well aware that it was coming, and it was not unplanned. It was just unplanned for you. And yes, that's hard. That's really difficult because we don't know. We say we don't know because we don't remember. That was a part of the contract that we forget. But I hope that brings comfort to you when you hear these words, that they knew it was their time. They knew that that was the choice that they made on how are they leaving the planet. And they did it because it was going to help expand, teach someone. It's all for a reason. There's always an expanded reason behind everything that happens, good and bad, right? My guides are talking about neutrality again. It's real easy to get too far in one direction of a perspective. But when you remain neutral in what we call a neutral zone, then that's when you're in harmony, balance, and peace. Yeah, my guides know, because I'm in my head, I'm like going, it's so hard being human. And they're like, we know. There's so many things that we are here to experience. That was the plan. It's not all meant to be happy. It's not all meant to be sad. It's all meant to be looked at from a neutral perspective in order for it to go smoothly. You'll realize that when you're not in neutral, it's not smooth. You'll even realize that when things are going so well, that people start going, oh my gosh, something bad's probably going to happen because things are going so well. Well, if it does, it's because it needs to pull you back to neutral. Because neutral is where we really need to be. That's where you can constantly be in a state of observing, understanding, learning, growing, right? I know that this is a complicated discussion. Again, because everyone is at a different place of understanding, a different place of choosing how they want to think about this, especially depending on where you are in your grieving process. But I promise you that there are no coincidences, there are no unexpected deaths that happen. It all was pre-planned, laid out, utilized for growth and potential on someone or something's part. If you ask yourself, what kind of benefit can you receive from the passing of someone? Or maybe who else could possibly benefit from learning from the life that that person had? There's always something to expand from everything that leaves. For some people, that's their chance for independence. For some people, that's their chance for growth. For some, it's a chance for learning to understand. Maybe to understand gratitude and appreciation where they didn't have it before. There's always something to expand from every time something leaves the planet. And remember, when they go back, they're going back to pure consciousness, pure health, pure joy, and the capability of being able to do whatever it is that they want next. They're the ones looking down on you going, oh, how can I help? How can I pop in and help when you need it the most? There it is. So I hope that that brings a little bit of comfort to you today. And just know that your loved ones are always in the background, maybe in the foreground, maybe they're right there next to you, sending you love and holding great space for you, just like I do. All right, have a great week. Bye.